Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So for today's book club meeting, we are on episode 7 and we are reading the book Stepping into Financial Abundance by Pastor Elvis Agyemang, and we are on chapter 4, that is credibility for wealth. And I'm here with Maud. So I want Maud to tell us what she read in chapter 4.
Okay, so for chapter 4, it talks, as stated in the title, it talks about the credibility of wealth, which is basically credibility as a source of wealth or being a wealth to us Christians. So he highlights that for most of us, we tend to focus on integrity, as we've talked about in the earlier chapters. We focus on the integrity part when it comes to work, and then we neglect the credibility. So when he's talking about credibility, it's more of the value that you give out, and then the integrity is like your belief system, and then like the integrity, so that your belief system, the values you put in your work. But when it comes to the credibility, it is the effort you bring out. So what can you be trusted with as a person in terms of value? So he used the scripture on David, the fact that Saul was haunted by evil spirits, and then he needed someone to think to repel those spirits. So in requesting for such a person, it was David that was recommended or suggested. So this makes us wonder, why was David the only one that was called to Saul to play his harp? And you can clearly see that it wasn't just because he was spiritually inclined and then very faithful with his walk with God, but he was very, very gifted at playing the harp. So Pastor Elvis kind of basically advises that, looking at that scenario, we are supposed to combine integrity with credibility as Christians if we genuinely want to attain wealth the right way. So that means that the qualities, your talents, you have to hone them. You have to be very, very good at them. It's like what now we say branding. What are you known for? So even when it is negative, it is also a branding. So let's say it's Mod. So can Mod be trusted with this work? How does Mod do? Is there consistency? So what makes you stand out from the rest of your colleagues, from the rest of other people? That is the credibility that we are talking about. And that can be good or bad, depending on what you put out. So that is what I got from the chapter 4. Yes, so credibility. What am I bringing out? What can I be trusted with when it comes to work? Am I consistent? Am I doing the best? Or it's wishy-washy? Today I can do the work, tomorrow I cannot do the work. So it tells me that I need to check this area of my life when I'm out there trying to amass wealth for myself.
Okay, thank you, Maud. Yeah, so what I also saw was that the book, it was stated that credibility is also a form of cash. You get it? As integrity, someone can pay for integrity, credibility too is a way that you can earn money, and it can also open opportunities for you to either get more customers or to provide services for people who need the service you provide. And he also said that credibility is what you have made people know about you, about your ability, your skills, your expertise, what you are good at. As you stated, the example of David. David was known as a person who can really play the harp. And the nice thing was that he was also anointed with the Holy Spirit. So, or an anointed man of God. So he played very skillfully, and the anointing also add to his credibility, and that made him be recommended when Saul needed someone to play the harp for him. And the book also stated that credibility is where you are perfecting your skills. You have a talent. For David, he knew he had this talent. He didn't sleep on it. So when he was shepherding his father's sheep, that was when he was playing. And you could see the more you play, the more I believe he developed his skill. He honed his skills and he perfected it. So when he was needed to play in the king's court, he was ready for it. He didn't have to go and train again, but he was already ready for that promotion. And as you stated that most believers have the integrity, but sometimes we have the skills, but we don't hone them, we don't develop them. So even though we are kind, some people are kind, some people are trustworthy, but what services do you provide? What goods do you provide that attaches that to your integrity? You get it? So like, even though you have integrity, but what is your credibility? So he encouraged that we should be able to develop our crafts and be useful and profitable to anyone that we come across and to humanity as a whole. Yes. So he also stated that as an individual, you should be distinguished in terms of your skills, the quality that you produce, and also the skills that you produce. Like musicians, there are so many musicians out there. Choristers, there are so many choristers out there. But what makes you different? When they mention maybe a chef, who comes in mind? Who has perfected their skills to the extent that they can even be recommended to people in other countries? You get it? You see the way Chef Abby, the way she has perfected her skills, and now she's been invited abroad to even teach young people food in Africa and in Ghana. So she has perfected her skills, and now it has taken her abroad. You get it? Yes. So he also said that credibility is also a way of doing something consistently without compromise or failing. He stated the example that certain brands now that we know of have been in existence for so many years. You get it? If they had compromised on their quality, they would have been dead by now. You get it? But they didn't compromise. And when we ask ourselves which brand, maybe a shoe or a bag that you want to purchase, which of these brands have good quality shoes or bags? You get it? So there's always a name that comes in mind, or several names that comes in mind, because they have that credibility of producing good quality goods for so many years. Yes. And so he also said that what people know you, or what people know of you, is very important. For instance, if they mention someone like, I don't know, someone who is a very good painter, someone who is a very good artist, maybe Leonardo da Vinci, like all these amazing people, when you mention their names, the first, even Stephen Appiah, when you mention his name, you know that he was one of the very good football players in Ghana. So what people know you, like what people identify you as, is also very important. How important you are to other people is also very important. Yes. So that's what I'll add. Would you like to continue on what he stated could help build credibility? Or you can also add anything you want to add.
So I think, yeah, so far we've both spoken about the credibility, what he wants us to focus on. The fact that you have to build on your talent, you have to stand out, not just for integrity, but then for how you do your work as well. So I think that about sums up the subject of credibility. So going on, he was talking about how to build credibility. So the first point is that you don't stop learning. So I think this is not the first time that he has mentioned or spoken about learning in the book. So this time around, he wasn't just focusing on the academic aspect of going to school, building your capacity, but then from the experiences that you have, even at your workplace. So he goes on to say that don't stop working, then listen to the one patronizing you. We have don't deal in inferiority, and then learn to switch. Then lastly, I think address your mess. So what really struck me in this part is the listen to the one patronizing you. And that is because I think that is a very difficult thing to do. You imagine most of us at our workplace, there is so much animosity. Sometimes I think there are even baseless animosity or competitiveness that it looks like people are trying to bring you down all the time, or they are trying to make you look bad at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So day in, day out, they are criticizing your work. And then here lies the key. The book is telling you that listen to the criticism, listen to
Mm,
the like how they are patronizing you and all that.
mm-hmm.
And I think, in as much as it's very, very difficult to do, especially with our emotions and then all that, it is also very helpful
Mm-hmm.
because they are trying to, let's say, for the person trying to bring you down may end up suggesting something brilliant to you.
Yeah.
And then the moment you are able to apply wisdom to it, you can take from the person, add to what you know or what you have, and then improve on yourself. The funny thing about it is that at the end of the day, you're either learning from that person, and then that person is stuck in his or her way. So,
Mm,
in as much as it is a very uncomfortable situation, when we know someone is patronizing you, someone is trying to be difficult, someone is just trying to bring you down, we have to apply wisdom such that we are able to pick the good advices that may not seem so during those instances, and then apply them to um, our dealings every day. Then it
mm,
goes on to say that we shouldn't deal in inferiority. So it says
mm.
that you have to strive to be known for quality,
Yeah.
intentionally build up the reputation up over time, and then be bold enough to turn to people who want to, who be bold enough to turn people who want inferior things down. So it's, for me, this part is like we shouldn't deal in inferiority. Sometimes when we are working, either it is like shortcuts, want to do shortcuts or
Mm,
because of the issues surrounding our work or the norm of what is done, we are doing the work anyhow, just like that. I mean, nobody is going to pay attention to it or nobody cares. So you should just do it basa like that. But that's not how you should be doing things, especially when it comes, you want to be known as a credible person. So no matter what, you should be bringing out the best, no matter the situation. So even if, let's say, how you deal with customer service, how you treat maybe a random person that you think is poor
mm-hmm,
entering your shop to buy something from you, it should be the same as how you treat someone, maybe the president coming into your shop. The
mm,
quality of your service should be
yeah.
the same. It shouldn't fall down no matter what. So that is what struck me in these is it topics, subtopics.
What has stated most of what was stated in the book on how to build credibility. So I'll just say something small concerning what I saw from each point. So he stated that do not stop learning, as Modo already said, that we should be able to improve ourselves frequently. And I remember on a previous episode, Mo stated that that is why companies require every employee to update their, I think, their certificates, or they should have a new certificate every 5 years, right? Or something like that. Honestly, that was the first time
Yeah.
yeah, that was the
Yeah,
first time
it's encouraged that you
ahem.
there should be some sort of academic upgrade along the line.
Mm,
So even with that, you realize that when you enter a well-structured
mm-hmm,
company,
mm-hmm.
they are always organizing training. I think
Yes.
the banking, you'll be there and then they sponsor your masters, your PhDs.
Mm-hmm.
They just invest in your capacity. So it tells you that learning doesn't stop after
Mm-hmm.
you get your degree or your master's and then you start working. But even when you are working, you should be learning. It's a continuous process.
Yes. Very, very important. Yeah, we are in this technological world. If you don't update yourself, you'll be left behind, because companies, even the brands that are already known, like they are quite popular, they try to introduce something new and different to their customers, and also maintain their original products, and that's very good. And the Bible verse, 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15, also says, study to show yourself approved, and that supports the point, do not stop learning. And also, as Mo said, listen to the one who is patronizing you. So in the book, he stated that you should pay attention to the opinions of the customers about your your products or your brand, which is very important. But he also said that you should also seek advice from people that, how should I put it, fine, customers are very important, but some people are already control. I think they don't have good intentions, so you should be able to separate them from the genuine ones. But in general, it is very good to listen to the opinions of your customers. I was looking for this word, condescending or something like that. Yeah, so that was what I wanted to say. And I remember
Yeah.
this lady, this Nigerian businesswoman, Ife Dayo. So she has this brand called Dank. And one time I was listening to one of her videos, and she was saying that it came to a time customers abroad were finding it difficult to receive their products on time. Some people received products that were not what ordered for. So there were so many complaints that she received from her customers. So she explained, so she was telling us that the reason why all these issues happened was because at that time they had to send the products to individuals, like people who want to self employed people who want to receive the products and distribute it to her customers. So these people were like individuals who sometimes they'll complain that their children were sick or they were not feeling well. So they were human beings and they had human problems. You get it? So that was what created the issues and confusion. So when she realized that this complaints was becoming rampant, she collected all the products from all these different people and found one company that could outsource all the products to their customers. So she saw that as the complaints were coming, it got to a time the customers were fed up, they were tired, and she was losing them. She saw that she was losing them. So when they had resolved the issues, she came back to them, she sent them emails, she explained what had happened and the solutions that the company had adapted to reduce the problems that were occurring. So she was saying little by little, the customers, she gained the trust of the customers and they were able to order from her again. So that was when she was saying that it is good to listen to the opinions and the complaints of the customers and also to work on them. Even the company that she has, she was like, it started on the platform of her community. Like she had an issue with a product she used on herself and she complained on the community, and that was when the community suggested, oh, it would be nice to have this kind of product and that. So that developed the brand Dank. You get it? So it's very good to listen to the opinions of your customers. And he was also saying that you should be humble. You get it? Humility should be part of your brand. If the client sees that you are humble enough to, say that you made a mistake or you are wrong in some aspect, it is nice, it is refreshing that they have been heard, than to just be proud and ignore them since they've purchased your product. Whatever happens to them, you don't care about them. That is very bad for your business and for the customer as well. Yes, and he also says that we should learn to be patient with everyone. Everyone has different views and we should just be patient with everyone. And he also said that as a leader, you should be able to listen to the opinions of your subordinates. Sometimes, he was saying that sometimes some people can be sycophants. They just say things to kind of gain favor in the eyes of their leaders. But as a leader, you consistently seek the opinions of your subordinates. They see that you genuinely want to know about your business or about their weaknesses, your weaknesses, and as you even communicate with them, they exhibit the weaknesses of the company, your weaknesses that you can also develop upon to help the company, and also their own weaknesses. So that was when he was like, you should just listen to the opinions of your subordinates. And as you also stated, like, you shouldn't deal with inferiority. You should strive to be known for producing good quality goods. If it comes to a time people don't trust that your products are of good quality, you will lose customers. You get it? So you should strive, even though it may be nice to compromise at this time, but in the long run it will not be beneficial to you. So you should be able to strive to be known for quality. And he also stated that learn to switch. This was very important for me, because I believe our culture, other businesses may have adapted this culture. As he stated, journalists and maybe actresses, they can put on like a professional face when they are at work. But I think that some employees in certain workplaces, they are not able to differentiate their authentic self from their professional selves, in the sense that they'll be like, I mean, this is how I am. Oh, I mean, their lateness, I can be late. Oh, like they just bring themselves as they are, but the company pays you for what they request from you and not who you are. So I saw that is very important, and it will be nice for people to definitely differentiate you. If I'm coming to work, I am coming to work and I am on a professional mode. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be friendly, but the company pays you to be professional, and not to be like your authentic self. It may sound a little harsh, but yeah, that is, the company requires that you should come with a professional face on. Yes, and you also stated that you should be able to address your mess. As I stated with the Dank um, community or the beauty brand, she took full responsibility of her messes, the mess that she had not necessarily caused, but like had occurred in her business. So I think customers find it refreshing when you come to apologize that I see your point of view, and this was the reason that happened. Or it may not necessarily always be important for you to express what had happened, but if they see that you are able to put certain things in place to correct your wrongs, then they can be like, I can actually trust this company to be transparent with me and also to correct their wrongs. You get it? So yes, so that's what I will say with these points.
Okay. I think in this same lady, the Ife, I don't know her name. So I think her story itself, the addressing your messes, even in this story, it highlights something that we often do, that we apologize and then that is the end of it. We feel like the excuses are understandable. So the moment excuse, we make the excuses, we should be forgiven and then
Yeah.
all is well. But from her story, you realize that she took strategic steps into the apology and she was very intentional about it.
Yeah.
So she kept talking to them whilst was correcting the error that happened. She didn't make
Yeah.
any excuses at all or blame the people that were actually responsible. So that kind of shows some level of maturity and then credibility
Yeah.
on her part. And I think this same lady once about this attitude, learn to switch. I think she gave a story where she was advising people about, I think, branding. I don't really remember the story very well.
Mm.
And then she was talking about how she has to go to work every day. She was what do you call it? Receptionist. And she was so, should I say, intentional about it that she made sure whether she's having a good day, she's having a bad day, you won't know. She has the same smiling, jovial, receptive attitude at work. The moment she goes to work, that max is on. That professional max is on till she goes back and then she can wallow in a misery or be excited for whatever for whatever reason. And then it kind of highlights how we tend to bring our personal issues. Even me, sometimes when I come to the office, you look at my face, you know that today don't come and don't approach me over anything. and that is not good at all. So we have to learn how to, switch to maintain the professionalism.
Yeah.
So I think just this week, I have two instances where something of this sort came up. So
Mm.
I saw a friend of mine on social media, and
Mm-hmm.
she has a post or so. I didn't actually really listen to it, but then she was also talking about knowing in language how to talk, how you talk at home is
Mm-hmm.
different, should be different from how you talk at work,
Mm-hmm.
which tells you that adaptability that you need to have as a professional person. And
Yeah.
then secondly, I was I overheard a conversation between some bankers, and they were talking about an issue that happened at a workplace. And basically, someone was it offended at work, and by the way the person reacted, even though he was a victim in the situation because he was provoked, he
Mm.
was reprimanded because of how he reacted or responded to
Wow.
the provocation. And I was like, no, so the moral of that story was like, no matter what provoked you, no matter the reasons, no matter
Mm-hmm.
how valid they are, the
Mm-hmm.
fact that you were in the workplace, you
Yeah.
were not supposed to demonstrate that attitude.
Yeah.
And then even if it's understandable that you were provoked to that extent, it doesn't demonstrate self-control. So whoever is looking at you eyeside will be like, hey, so if I should make an error and step on your toes, this is how you are going to explode.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of brings down your credibility. And that person even related it to the story of Moses. That
Mm.
because of how he reacted to the Israelites,
Yeah. Hmm.
he the promised land. And
I
then
know.
I was like, if you look at this thing, this person is someone God specifically said
Mm-hmm.
is like my friend. Or this person, I will speak to everybody in parables, but this person, I will
Mm-hmm.
speak to him plain like
Oh
a
yes.
friend. So he understands the frustrations and what not that led to his attitude at that moment.
Yeah.
But his reaction, not being able to put aside the fact that this disrespect that they are doing to me, it is me. It should be separated from the ministry or the work that God has given me. The moment he was unable to switch and then he combined both, is it extremes or wealth, and then made a mess of it, he lost his chance to enter the promised land. So that tells us that that switching depending on your location or your environment is very, very important. And as professional Christians, even with our spirituality, we should be able to switch as and when
Mhm.
is needed. So I think that is my concluding word.
Yeah. I mean, you've said it all. To me, even though it's something that you should expect that people should put on their professional face on, I think, as I stated, our culture hasn't really instilled that into our minds that I'm going to work. This is my work mode. I don't know. I think sometimes we play a lot at work. That's how I feel. Not playing that we don't work when we are supposed to work, but we just allow ourselves to just be ourselves. For instance, someone will go and confide into a colleague, like go and confide something to a colleague, you should know that it's not every colleague is a friend. Sometimes they may use that secret against you to earn a favor or to gain favor in the eyes of their superiors. So it's not everyone that you should tell people, because you tell people stuff, you think, this is who I am, so I'm just being myself. No, you should just be able to differentiate that I'm going to work, I should be professional, and when I'm at home, I'll let my family enjoy my authentic self. Yeah, so that is what I'll also say. So this is it for today's book club meeting, and thank you so much for listening to us. Yes, so if you want to add any opinions, ideas, or you want to also join us, kindly send us a message. And don't forget, people who are amazing help others to be amazing. Thank you.